Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Yeah, we've all heard that before.
Hello, everybody.
What's going on? Doing some updates today on Summer Wells, and there's some new information on Brian Laundrie, just some kind of another witness out there. It's pretty interesting. So,
This guy, he's out there in the wind somewhere. You think they're going to find him?
well, here's what I think. I think the parents are getting together the lawyer team. Then they're going to contact him wherever he is, and then they're going to turn him in. Now that everything's in place, they're going to keep him from saying anything, and that's what I'm actually hoping that's the case, because I want there to be answers and justice. I don't want him to be found dead somewhere.
No, I don't either. That would be the worst case scenario.
It'd be the worst case scenario for YouTube and social media, because then this case will last for hundreds of years with people. I mean, it'll just be ridiculous. Oh my god!
It's 1 million years.
Yeah,
I tell you. I tell you. I mean, we're all, and we're invested in the manhunt a little bit here.
yeah.
We want the guy to be found, of course, but you're right. It'll last forever.
It'd be
they
cool
don't
if there
find
was
him
just
soon.
answers and everything gets buttoned up, and like I almost want him to confess, cut a deal. But as we know, even in those scenarios, they'll be still covered for a long time, looking for other angles.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't turn into like a Chris Watts deal, but it could. It
Yeah,
could.
it has all the earmarks for that, for sure.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does, which is very scary. Oh, Gray and Chasing are matching because we're wearing orange.
Well, this is
Aw,
sort of, or I got another one that's more orangey like that, but
we didn't even plan that. See?
Yeah. Hey, when if you're a channel member, you can type in and it makes it. You can pick something right under the super chats and it makes it green or something.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it yet.
Well, somebody
haven't
do it
figured that
like
out.
a blank slate. Like go under super chats, and isn't there something that says something about like channel members, and then you can.
That's pretty cool.
Because
I
people,
like it.
yeah, because people comment and it's a different color, and I think that's how we should do the questions is from members. It
Yeah,
makes it
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
easier. So somebody give it a shot. Oh no. Well, how come? How does it do that then?
Yeah, I don't know how to do it either. It's
You,
not
you
coming up.
you've seen it though, right?
I have seen it. Yeah, I saw it on my stream yesterday. I was like, "What in the world is this
Oh,
new
I wonder if
feature?"
that's a feature after you get to like 10,000 or something. So hurry up and subscribe,
Hmm.
everybody. I'm just wondering if that's what that is.
Yeah, it's very cool though. I've seen it. I've seen it happen on a few channels. But in
Yeah.
any case, we're
All right.
gonna have an interactive stream today where we are reading the chat and responding to you guys. We were gonna do the call-in thing. Something is happening with Gray's call-in number, and I was really sad. I was looking forward to the phone calls, and then I was so sad I almost cried when he told me we couldn't today.
Yeah. No, you should have seen the look on her face of pure devastation. It was what was weird though, is her mouth went the other direction. It was strange. It didn't actually. Yeah.
Like, oh well, damn it all to hell and back. So there's that.
Yeah.
So do you want me to share the update thing that I have here, Gray?
Yeah. Let me. Oh wait.
All right.
Let me get you set up to do that again. I was.
Yeah, before I screw up the whole screen again.
Okay. There you go. Well, you didn't. Weren't. I didn't have you have as permission yet, so I
Okay.
didn't give you permission yet. Let me know when you're about to do it. See if I can time it.
All right. Hold on here.
First up here at 10 o'clock.
You shush your mouth, sir. All right. Share screen. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, there it
Oh,
goes. Almost.
is
did.
that it?
Yeah.
We're good. We're good. So, actually, this is not the beginning, so that's a little annoying. This is a discussion an announcement that they had on Summer Wells. TBI
Wait,
is
hold
still
on.
looking.
Hold on one
Hmm?
second. Is that the video with the lady in the front?
Yes.
Okay, that music. I made a different version of it because that music actually made it so that they got all the revenue. Just that stupid music at the end of that thing.
Oh.
So let me
At the
play.
end?
Yeah, so go to the next slide and I'll play it on my. Yeah, you know
Okay.
the end of how he goes dun 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 dun.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
is
I
that
didn't
different?
know.
Is that this is okay? So just stay. This is the
This is a
second
different
slide.
one.
Okay.
Yep. So this is what we did. We wanted to give the latest update that we could find, and I created this before 10 a.m. this morning. So there's probably yet another update somewhere, but here's what they were doing.
Carlton Reserve. This is the site of this manhunt for Brian Laundrie. He is now a FBI fugitive. They are looking for him. What we can tell you now is we're over this area, and a little bit of new news. Earlier this week, they put up a temporary flight restriction, or a TFR. What that is they controlled the airspace. It had been up to 400 feet. And what that was for, the 400 feet, was for drones to fly, because the media and other people are flying drones, and they're flying drones, so they don't want them in the same airspace. Well, what they did today is they raised it up to 1,200 feet.
Ooh.
I don't know how to read into that, because we have been fine flying because we're in communication if any law enforcement aircraft are here. And every time we've been here, we've only seen the Sarasota Sheriff helicopter one time. So we're now up at about 1,500 feet looking at the search area. And I'm going to give you the good thing is now you get a pretty wide lay of the land of what's going on. Here is their command center. This is where they meet. This is where they discuss to decide where they're going to center their coverage. So they're arriving at the scene now. They'll have a meeting probably around 9 o'clock, 9:30, and decide where they're going to go off to. Then they move off into the wooded area. There's another area right over here, just where they park vehicles, and they've been meeting here. They've been arriving and getting ready for the meeting now.
They're so serious about this manhunt.
Yeah.
This is crazy. This is crazy. They're going to find this man eventually.
400 feet is the, like I fly drones, and you have to, I keep studying, but then I keep putting it off for the actual certification. But 400 feet's the highest you can fly a drone off the ground.
Mm.
So I don't know.
So why'd they make them go up 1,200 feet? That's strange.
So I'm not sure if they restricted it to all the way up to 1,200, meaning that even drones can't go in there for regular people, I guess. I don't know. It seemed I wasn't able to figure out what they were saying. But also that TBI thing that you mentioned earlier, I have it. I just have to edit out the end and the beginning.
All right.
Okay,
that's fine.
let's maybe should we do it at the end then, because then we can.
Yeah, we can do it after.
Yeah.
This is just an update on the fraud charge, and we know that he used her card August 31st, and he spent $1,000 or more. So he spent $1,000 or more, which is interesting because wasn't it just at like 2 gas stations? So did he buy $1,000 worth of gas? Or is he buying other things? So I thought it was the 2 Illinois gas stations, and that they had proof of that. So there's got to be more to that.
I wonder if he kind of knew that he was going to be on the run and put some cash out or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Let's see.
Some new developments for you. Brian Laundrie has been indicted, not in connection with Gabby's homicide, but on a fraud charge. And it's a federal fraud charge at that. He's the fiance, of course, of Gabby Petito, and the only person of interest in the case surrounding her death. According to a grand jury, we learned this today, between August 30th and September 1st, they believe Laundrie used a debit card belonging to someone else, spending at least $1,000 or more. This comes as law enforcement spent the 5th day searching thousands of acres of swampland for any sign of him. Fox 15's Evan Axelbank is live again at the Laundrie home in Northport, where there was a little bit of movement today. Evan.
Well, the indictment only reveals a sliver of information in a case with loads of questions. His family met with an attorney today, and we know that when Brian Laundrie is captured, he'll have to meet a judge.
The indictment against Brian Laundrie is a single count and says he committed fraud by using a debit card to take out over $1,000. Putting a PIN number on He had no permission to do it. He used her credit card without her consent. The indictment does not specify it was Gabby's, but legal analyst Anthony Rickman
You don't need an
suspects
analyst
that
to
become
know
a
that.
part of an indictment in a case of this magnitude. Prosecutors are trying to establish a timeline for both Gabby and Brian. Her phone's last text was sent August 27th. We know he returned home sometime September 1st. This says the card was used on the 30th.
But that wasn't true.
In ATM, there's a camera associated with it. So we're going to see most likely his image while he's using that card. That's going to help law enforcement. But where is he?
Yeah.
75 personnel from 16 agencies have now spent 5 days combing 25,000 acres of the Carlton Reserve in eastern Sarasota County.
Why would he go
So
there
far,
in a
they've had
swamp?
little luck.
It's a tremendous mass of land. The more people, the more effective we are.
Laundrie's Mustang had been there before his parents said he'd gone hiking.
When you look at how much manpower, how much time, how much effort law enforcement is devoting to one single area, it tells me that they have good reason to believe he is still there.
No matter where he is found, the key to the indictment may be what's on page 2. It's an arrest warrant. It says he has to go before a U.S. magistrate without unnecessary delay. While it's still unclear as to whether anyone will be charged in the death of Gabby Petito, which has been ruled a homicide, there is now a charge that he has to answer for.
And that means that when they get him, he goes right to a judge.
Right to a judge, right into custody, no ifs, ands, or buts.
His family left their home today for several hours, which we understand from the attorney was to meet with him. He reiterated, the attorney did, that the charge he faces is for things that occurred after Gabby's death. He says that once Brian is taken into custody, those charges will be dealt with. We are still, of course, waiting for the full results of the autopsy of Gabby Petito. Mark.
Yeah, we are all anxious for that, for sure.
So there you go on that.
But how come everybody keeps saying the last text message sent was the 27th? They say this over and over. Because remember, there was one on the 30th that said, that it says something about Yellowstone. Remember?
Yeah, I think they think that's definitely a fake for sure.
Right, but they
So
say
maybe they're just.
They don't know, right? So they're just kind of. I think the 27th one they thought maybe was fake too because it used the grandfather's name. So I'm not really sure why the media keeps saying that.
I don't know.
The 30th,
Not sure.
The 30th one is the one that's significant because that's the one that he either sent it from the park or while traveling. I mean, from near where she was eventually found is what I meant, and then or while traveling back, just starting his way back. So,
Which is just so insane. If they find this, I mean, they're in the swamps.
I wonder if they have some
Gators.
way. I wonder, they must have something that really indicates that he's in there.
I mean, I certainly hope it wasn't just the Mustang, because that could be just a decoy to get them to think that's where he was. But, you have high hopes when you're dealing with the FBI and you're dealing with all of these people that they know way more than we do. They would not just go off this decoy car. There's just no way they would do it. They have to have something else. I don't know what else that would be because they've got all of these people out here searching. And there are tons of them. They have to have, they've got something other than that car. Maybe the note that was on the car, but even that.
He didn't have his phone or anything with him. It's so weird that they would be, I know, it's just maybe a belief. I can't imagine any sort of, there's no cameras out there, is there, in the middle of the swamp? Maybe there are,
Trail cameras. Dun,
yeah.
dun, dun.
Yeah, maybe there are
I don't know.
cameras for
park camera somewhere.
Detecting alligators.
If anybody could find it, you could, Gray. Go search the
But
park.
would you actually go into a swamp to kill yourself? I don't know. Like walking around in a swamp and like, hey, here's a good place, and maybe some alligators will eat me.
He's this nature dude who loves the land and all of those things. So maybe he just wanted to give his body back to nature via alligator.
So he'll be alligator crap pretty soon, is what you're trying to say? Yeah.
Fertilizing the grass and doing all of the things.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Nice.
I don't even think he's there. I think he's taken off. He's long gone somewhere. I don't think he's in that swamp. That's the most ridiculous way to kill yourself ever. You go in the swamp? No,
Yeah,
I don't believe that.
Doesn't make a lot of sense.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing. Are you ready?
Let's see. Yes.
Look at
Oh,
you.
I went to the
That
middle
was
one.
perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna do the.
Very nice.
This one is interesting right here. Woman in Wyoming says she picked him up hitchhiking. Well, it sounds like, oh wow, we're talking about that TikTok lady, Baker.
Millions of vulnerable Americans struggle.
But it's not that person.
Right.
All right, so let me go through this. So this is really interesting, actually. The first woman, Miranda Baker, said in videos posted to TikTok on September 17th that she and her boyfriend picked up Laundrie on the 23rd at 5:30. So this is back to that original story.
Mm-hmm.
On August 29th, after spotting him hitchhiking on the side of the road, she said she spoke with police about the encounter. Okay, and then Norma Jean Jalovic, a seasonal Wyoming resident from Florida, told Fox News Digital on Thursday that after seeing Baker's TikTok video, she realized she had also picked up Laundrie on August 29th as well and dropped him off at around 6:30. I mean, it absolutely fits perfectly, or 6:40 Mountain Time at the Spread Creek dispersed camping area. So he got dropped off just moments, because wasn't it like 6:05 when the first TikTok person dropped him off near the dam, something like that? Mm-hmm. 6:07. She had an exact time. And then Jalovic said she spontaneously decided to visit Roman Catholic Church, and all this stuff is in there. Watch this. Let me go over to and the hitchhiking was right here. No, that's not where it was. It was right here. And that's where the church is, right? Well, it was right down the road from there. That's the church. Right there. So she was at that church right there. So it kind of makes sense. There's where the hitchhiker, the first one on TikTok, dropped him off. Right there. And let's see. And the church is about 1.2 miles from the Jackson Lake Dam, where Baker said she dropped Laundrie off after he freaked out and asked to get out of the couple's Jeep, right? Because he needed to get out because he needed to go in a different direction. I think Laundrie actually thought Jackson was north now. I do now after reading this, because he had the same error with her.
Right.
Jalovic said she picked him up at around 6:15 or 6:20. So that's like 10 minutes after he was dropped off by Baker, past the dam near Pacific Creek Landing. So I'm kind of thinking that Pacific Creek Landing might be right here, like this little area right here.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have a name, but that makes sense. So I would probably just over here maybe, or even right there. That kind of makes sense. I mean, I guess we could go down and let me just look and see if there's a sign right there that says if that's a landing or not. I don't know. I don't know if it has a name, but that's how you would get to that spot right there. All right. So we got that. Pacific Creek Landing. He was walking backwards. You know how you walk backwards and hitchhike? and holding out his thumb like so many do in that area of National Park. I picked him up, Jalovic said. Something just said, "Hey, ask him where he's going." So she was like, "Hey, where are you going?" Laundrie, who sat in the passenger seat of Jalovic's 4Runner, asked him if she was going to Jackson. When she told him no, she lives in the opposite direction. He asked her if she dropped him off at Spread Creek dispersed camping area. So that's weird, right? Because that means she was heading north. It's just bizarre how his mind is thinking. So she's going this way. I want to go to Jackson. No, I'm heading in the other direction. But he was on this side of the road wanting to go that way. Jackson.
Didn't she end up dropping him off at the gates of
yeah. But I'm just trying to get to that. I'm just going through the whole thing, thinking through it, because he thought like Jackson's south, so why would he be over here unless he thought Jackson was north? And then she says, "No, I'm going the other direction, which is north." But he doesn't realize that. So then he goes, "Well, can you take me to the dispersed camping area, which is this way, like this, right?" So, and then it's interesting to go through this because there's all kinds of details in here. It said, all right, Laundrie, who sat in the passenger seat of the Forerunner, asked if he was going. Okay, we already did that part. He asked her if she could drop him off at the Spread Creek dispersed camping area, which she agreed to. And Spread Creek is about 20 minutes from there, so that would have been 6:35 to 6:40. And then it says, everything legitimate. Everything is corroborated. I already talked to the FBI, Jalovich said, adding that she didn't realize she had given a ride to Laundrie until after she saw the Baker TikTok video and emphasized the important role social media has played in helping to solve this case. Baker similarly explained in her video that she realized it was the 23-year-old person of interest in Petito's missing person case after watching videos on TikTok. Jalovich described having the same small talk with Laundrie that Baker did. So she was doing that same chit-chat about his fiancé and everything. Reported in her TikTok. He told her that he spent time hiking near Snake River and that he had a fiancé. He told her he had seen elk and moose, but no bison, really.
Mm-hmm.
And when he asked her if she needed any gas money, she said no. On the ride to Spread Creek, Jalovich said she took a sharp right turn, causing a Bible on her dashboard to fall into Laundrie's lap. He picked up the book and put it back on the dashboard. I'm not really sure what that was.
That was Jesus telling you not to do anything bad, Brian.
Yeah, maybe that's what that was. The 23-year-old asked Jalovich to drop him off at the gate of the remote campground, which has a single dirt road that extends miles to various campsites in the area. At 6:30 p.m., it could have been 6:35. We don't really know because she said 20 minutes, but I don't think it was 20 minutes. I think it was more like 6:30 because it's only 9 miles. 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time in August. There would have still been some daylight to see into the camping area. Jalovich responded saying she could drive him inside, which is when he tried to get out of the car. As soon as she said, hey, I can give you a ride all the way to your campground, he goes, oh my God, he gets the hell out of there.
So he's trying to get out of a moving car?
Yeah, and that's what's kind of strange is because then you wonder, is she already dead in that van and he doesn't want her anywhere near that thing, right? I can't explain why I was there, Jalovich said, of her decision to go to church at Grand Teton that day and pick up a hitchhiker. It was something I don't typically do. I don't pick up hitchhikers in Florida. Well, you shouldn't ever pick up hitchhikers, to be honest with you. I'm just saying, based on the stories that it's crazy. I've gotten so much shit from family and friends for picking up a hitchhiker. Well, you should. Jalovich said she joked with Laundrie about wanting to impress. So she said, hey, you just want to impress your fiancé by hiking into the campground rather than saying that you hitchhiked a ride. But he responded only by insisting that he be let out of the vehicle. So now he's even more like, just let me out. I don't need a ride. Petito.
What kind of a nut is this guy?
Let's see. Laundrie were traveling. Okay, now it's just a breakdown of the case again. But that's pretty crazy. So the way that worked was he was picked up right around in this area, and then she drove him all the way around like this and dropped him off right here, and you can actually see the gate on Google Earth, which is also in that article. But so that's the gate right here. You can just open it up, I guess, and walk back there. But
do we know from right there where their van was?
Yeah, it's way far north. I mean, not northeast of where I'm looking. I mean,
so he would have had to walk that way, huh?
Yeah, basically from right here. I don't know if we. Let me measure that. Oh no, that's something else. Okay, so then he would have walked from right there all the way down, and I don't think it's that far. It's a straight line, so if I measure it just like this, it's not gonna. I bet it's like 3 miles or something. 2.3 miles, maybe 2.5 with the curving and everything. So it's not a far walk. So he walks down there, and so this puts him there on Now he's a little earlier than you might have thought, because he got a ride so quickly and a ride right to there. So 2.5 mile walk, let's just say 20 minutes later. So maybe right around 7 o'clock, he shows up at the camp, at the van there.
Now, from the van to the body?
Yeah. Wait, this is the 29th, though. This is the 29th. Okay, yeah.
Right.
The van
to her body is exactly how far?
It literally is exactly 300 yards. It's weird. It's like, it's 300 yards exactly as a crow flies.
Unbelievable, this whole situation.
Yeah, so this is on the 29th. So, he's back, and this is when he picks up his van. But does he come back to his van and then now put her body somewhere? Like it was in the van the whole time? Why would he be scared for her to drop him off somewhere near the van? Or even, it's if her body was all the way over there, 300 yards under a tree, why would he care? Just the fact that it was seen, maybe. But I
wonder if her body was still in the van and he waited for nighttime.
Yeah.
And took her out there, and then took the van and started driving.
Yeah.
On the 29th.
Now, there's so many different options that he could have done. He could have buried her on the night of the 27th. And then took off, and then he thought, I gotta go back, get that van, and get out of here. But he didn't bury her, though. He just placed her under the tree.
Right. That's what goes through my mind, is his thought process of this whole situation. He's spotted here, he's hitchhiking and doing these things. We know that he was near the van when that couple drove past, because we could see the door opening and closing. God forbid Gabby was alive in that van trying to get out or something. That would haunt me forever. But I think it was him in there, because they had similar flip-flops, but I don't know. That door opening and closing tells me, he's right there. Her body's right there. He's definitely guilty of this situation.
Now, so the 27th, the door closes. It seems like this is the time. It's really creepy to think, because they just got in that argument at 1 o'clock at the restaurant in town in Jackson there. And so that means they're still probably steaming. They come home, and then you get this creepy video where you see his sandals in the door shutting just hours later, maybe 5 hours later. So did something happen before that, and she's already, it sounds sensationalistic, but it's, you actually have to think of it. Was she even still alive in the van right then? And then later in the evening, did he put her body across the creek? And then he takes off, wasn't sure what to do, so he just bailed. I actually think he might have left her in the van, thinking that somebody would find her and it looked like she was strangled by some random person, and he would pretend he was out hiking somewhere. But then he realized, God, that's a stupid idea.
How the hell am I ever going to get back? I want to live. How am I going to see my parents again? Maybe I'll just take the van and her credit card.
Right. So then he goes back on the 29th, hitchhikes his way back, and he has to go through the grim, like waiting till dark to move her body 300 yards across the creek, either early morning the 30th, and then he was going to wait there, and then before he left, he pings one last time saying, somebody doesn't have very good coverage. And then he put other stickers on his car, which is really kind of weird too. Did he pick those up?
He put 2 new stickers on the car. Like, what?
I think 3 even. There's 3 new ones that goes all down.
What is this guy doing? Do you have more information on the argument in Jackson? And I think we're getting a bunch of donations. You guys are so sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Kit Kat and Nicole and
I got them right here.
Emily
Nicole,
and
Charleston.
Thank you, guys.
Cindy Leon, Ada, Nicole Wilson again, Emily Flotilla, and Kit Kat.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The argument at the restaurant, you said, in Jackson?
Yeah, there was one at 1 o'clock. It was I don't know if that was, maybe that's an update. No, remember it was at
for me it's an update, because I hadn't really heard that
at the Mary Piglets. They're at that place called Mary Piglets, and they got in a big argument outside, and it's been verified. There was another TikTok lady and there was a big fight, and it just blew up, and he was mad at the waitress. And I think he was mad at the waitress because he probably was trying to order, maybe order her wherever he wanted her to eat. And then she probably went, well, just let her order what you want. And then he's like, I don't know if that's what it was. That's what my opinion was on it. But anyways, that was at 1 o'clock.
I missed that entire part of the story. I didn't know that at all.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's crazy because this is another verified sighting on the 27th. See, this makes it, now it extends the important part of the timeline to the this is the 27th. So
we know she was still alive on the 27th at 1
1
p.m.
o'clock,
then.
right? But they got in a big blow up argument, or there was an argument. She had to go back in and apologize to the waitress. So that means she wasn't defending him by going in and apologizing. So that probably created another huge issue. And then imagine going back to that campground. See, she might have been killed other places too. Like she might have been killed somewhere else, and that campground was actually sort of the van dumping ground on the 27th, where her body was in it, and he left that there. Then he knew how to get back to it, so he goes back to the van. Maybe that wasn't a planned place to go.
Let me see.
Thanks, Sarah M.
I had not seen this yet, so let me just.
I have the
craziness.
I think I have the TikTok. Well, it's kind of a long thing. She's wearing a robe.
And Amy and Clary and Sarah. Thank you guys. Thank you. She's organic vegan, right? But
thanks. Yeah, Clary. It's Sooner History.
He's really
and I Love Labs. Well, they just kept flying in. I didn't see any of them.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Maybe I need to turn
much.
on. No, it's on the stream. Oh, it's up there. There it is.
Angela revealed on her Instagram stories that she said her in England reported. Okay, let me go to her Instagram. I'd like to see this, please.
Is that a different individual?
I guess they were together. Nina and another person who said that they saw them arguing at the restaurant, I guess.
Oh, maybe that's a different couple or something.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Let me switch to the app here. Huh.
Yeah, we know Gabby wasn't pregnant. Who said she was pregnant?
A lot of people are saying that she's pregnant. A lot of people.
And you know why they were saying that? Because they thought that was a sonogram. That's why they say that. That's why the sonogram shows up. It's not a sonogram, everybody. It had nothing to do with anything like that. I mean, how about this? How about don't think it's a sonogram just because it makes no sense that there's a sonogram, instead of saying, wow, that's a sonogram. Let me look into it.
Yeah, a lot of people were thinking that. And then now there are fake Facebook profiles out there and all of this other crazy stuff. Social media sleuths are pretty good. I think they would have found it. Yeah, I mean, maybe she wanted a baby one day.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, I was joking around that he had a sonogram machine in the back of that van.
Oh my God.
I mean,
come on.
It's so stupid. God. Man,
I got to look this up now, Gray, or it's going to drive me nuts. So.
Well, let me see if I can find it. I had a link to it.
Mary Piglets. All right, let's see here.
Yeah, they even made a Facebook post and been verified and everything.
39 minutes away, okay. So,
yeah, it's just down in Jackson. That's where their fight was. So it seems like it's weird that he wouldn't know where Jackson was.
Right. Because when you just said Jackson, I'm thinking,
yeah.
What? All right, I'm just going to listen really quickly.
I'm going to try to go more into detail now. I just wanted to get the general, the gist of it out there.
That's her,
yeah. That's her?
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to cry. This is so fun.
She's got a robe on.
Yeah, do you want me to share it?
Yeah, you can, yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, 'cause I'd never seen this.
You ready?
Go.
Almost.
We are getting good at this, I tell you what.
I went to the bath. They were sitting right next to us, right fucking next to us. And we were both sitting right by the hostess stand, right by the front door. I went to the bathroom. I came back and they were abruptly leaving. Something happened. At first, my first thought was like they were displeased with the service and they were walking out, or they were trying to get out of paying their bill, but it was kind of like a scene. And I was like zoned in for some reason, and Matt was like on his phone, and I was like, babe, like put your phone down, like something is like going on. You guys, it was like a fucking scene, like something that doesn't happen every day at a restaurant. The way he was acting, she was crying, she was upset. This had to happen right before she died. So she walks out, she's upset, she's crying, and he's like more angry. Like you could tell, like it's more sadness for her, and she's crying for some reason. I don't know if she was embarrassed or what, because I don't know. I couldn't hear. I don't know what was going on. I could just see what was unfolding. And so she's standing on the sidewalk. I could see her through the front door, and she's standing on the sidewalk crying. And he walks out with her, but then like right away turns around, walks right back in, and he's, you know, kind of like violently like talking to the hostess, and you could tell he's angry. And they're just kind of like doing the whole like sorry, like we don't know what to tell you kind of thing. You could tell he was relentless. He wouldn't drop it. Whatever it was, he wouldn't drop it. He walked out. He walked back in the restaurant probably 4 more times.
What in the hell?
See, that's different than his normal behavior.
Just to get his point across, which, you know, I don't know what that was. I really don't know what happened, but she just apologized.
Yeah, see, he spiraled out of control now.
And she was just like, I'm sorry.
He's not hiding anything.
That was it. It's just like I don't even know. I don't even have words right now. It's just weird.
Wow.
Yeah, and then she does some other ones, but it just kind of repeats the same thing. There's no real new. But right. But it's crazy, right? Because it seems like, remember how when he was with the cops, maybe it meant more. The cops, he really has a different tone, right? Like he's just.
Oh,
hey,
absolutely.
Yeah. But when it's out in public, maybe he doesn't really care as much. Because remember in that 911 call, how he was running after her and hitting her.
Hitting her, yeah.
Yeah. So then you think, well, in this case, he's back to that other Brian that when cops aren't around, he acts like.
So did they interview the people at Mary Piglet's yet? I'm sure they have, but have we seen anything on that?
No.
On what this was about, why he kept coming back in there?
Well, yeah, I'd like to know what it was about, but I think it was the waitress made him feel low or something. Like, why let her order what? I mean, that's what I was thinking, because that's what his behavior would be, to not let her order what she wanted, tell her what to order, you know, because he wanted her to look a certain way or whatever the hell he was, you know. I don't know what he was doing. But
Mary Piglet's, a restaurant in Wyoming, confirmed on Instagram that yes, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie were at the venue late August.
Yeah. So it's been confirmed, everything. So that's 1 o'clock, and then at 6 o'clock, that car's driving by the van and the door's shut. Isn't that weird? See, it makes that a little bit more meaningful at that point.
Man, her poor parents. Her poor parents.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
The screenshots you see were direct messages to our account and not public.
Yeah, those
We've
are
already
from her.
notified the FBI. We are letting them do their jobs.
Those are from her to. There's these messages from her to them, and I think they were saying that they remembered seeing. They verified what she said, and then they're coming forward with that clarification, saying that was, or it wasn't from our restaurant. It was from, I don't know. It was like a Facebook comments back and forth, I guess.
Wow.
But wow, isn't that crazy?
It really is.
So it really kind of dials
this
in.
Guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a 48-hour period where something happened to her, and that's from. Basically, well, from 1 o'clock here, maybe more like 52 or 3 hours, because you got 1 o'clock here. We don't know if she's still alive at 6 when that van drives by, and then that's the 27th, and then he doesn't. Then he comes back there on. See, I think he left the campsite on the 28th early morning after he. You know, we don't know if he moved her body or what, but that's when he started hiking away. And there's my dogs again. Blue. He started walking away, and then he he's like trying. I don't know what he's doing, but he might be setting up an alibi so that he can tell people that he was hiking. And when he gets back to the van, she's not alive, right? But then when he got back to the van, he probably was like, I don't know.
People in the comments are asking under the Mary Piglet's post, what was he upset about? What was this about? And somebody said supposedly they were arguing with the staff about the bill.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. That's a little...
The bill?
I don't
know.
That's a little shady.
I don't know. I don't know if they'd be arguing about the bill. I'd be shocked. Because that just is such an easy thing. Black and white, Did you eat this or not?
Right.
Or maybe he didn't like that he had to eat with a plastic fork, and then he's... I'm not paying for this meal. I had to eat with a plastic fork.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just looking everywhere to see if I see anything, but I don't see why. All right, I'm going to stop sharing this. Ready?
Oh, yeah, hold on. Yes. Oh, hold on. It was close.
Almost, right. Yeah, this is wild, guys. I mean, I don't know. The more we hear on this case, the more bizarre it is. I have no, I have no doubts this is going to turn into like the Chris Watts forever. If they catch him, it's just going to go on forever, because I'm already actually seeing a friend of mine she doesn't even follow true crime. She's just somebody on my Facebook page, and she put up, 4 different photos, one of Gabby and him, another of Watts and Shanann, another of Scott and Lacey, and then one other one. And I was just like, you don't even follow true crime. She's like, no, but I'm following this. It's like the whole world is following this right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he'll say a word. I think he often hikes out there. I think he knows exactly how to survive. I don't think that would be any issue for him. If his parents are enabling this behavior, maybe they're bringing him stuff, or who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, let's do it differently than just kind of randomly picking one. Like, I don't know if you can have the ability to put something on the screen, but
I can't. Only you can.
Oh, well, maybe you can say, hey, there's a good one by so-and-so, and then I'll put that one.
Or you can just pick them and we can talk about them, sure.
Wouldn't surprise me. That's not really a question, but a lawyer and other people have helped him get out of the country. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I think the family right now is getting lawyers together. I guess it could either be for them, because they definitely seem like there's some criminality to what they're doing, or they're getting something set up for their son, which they know where he is. And, I don't know.
Did you hear people thought that he was like going to see Jose Baez?
Yeah, I did hear that.
Who's not even an attorney.
But his
anymore.
attorney, their normal attorney, the one that we've heard from already.
Isn't he not an attorney anymore, Baez? Wasn't he disbarred or something because of sexual something or other? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Sexual harassment?
Were they able to prove
You don't
that?
know? Come on. Wasn't
I don't
that
know.
what's her face's attorney? Because everybody's like,
Casey.
I think he went to see Jose Baez. I'm like, what?
Yeah, Anthony.
Why would he do this?
Casey Anthony, right?
Yeah, no.
And I always tell everybody, even though everybody hates Baez, if you were in the same position as Casey Anthony, you would love a guy like Jose Baez. He'll do whatever the hell it takes to get you off.
Come on. Yeah. So it wasn't him who the hell was the attorney who was disbarred not long ago? The attorney on the Jodi Arias case.
Oh,
Martinez.
Yeah.
Okay. Poor Jose. Sorry, Jose.
I was never a huge fan of Martinez. Everyone thought
Juan Martinez.
Oh, he's so wonderful. Wonderful, they'd call him. And I'm like, are you kidding me? If he was walking down the street and he wasn't a lawyer, you guys would just walk right by him, and yeah, he's just, but he's so sexy because he's this great, he was very unethical during that trial, and I spotted it out, and I could make a whole video on it. She's definitely guilty. She did exactly what everybody said. but the way he did certain things was just totally bogus.
Well, Jose Baez, their people come out. No, we are not representing them. They were there to see their attorney, allegedly. We'll see, right? I mean, if you have enough money to hire Baez, then I don't know what the hell's going on right now.
Donna S. said, "Don't be jelly, Gray."
Yeah,
I can tell you this right now. Juan Martinez is one of the very few people that I'm not jealous of at all. Okay. Okay.
On a possible Toronto sighting? Well, let Gray put the comments on the screen, okay?
Yeah, which one is it?
Lynn DS. Want to know if there's been any word on the possible Toronto sighting? Hadn't even heard of that.
Yeah, I could definitely see Canada being a place. He's familiar, go up towards New York, maybe. But they seem really... Maybe they're just checking the swamps because they have to. That's the last known location of the car. They have to do search everywhere, and now there's this really big bill for somebody. Maybe can be used as leverage. Well, listen, you're going to owe the $5 million, parents, because that's what it costs. Is there anything you can tell us?
Okay, so Wade is not happy that people aren't answering his questions. And I've gone back up like 15 pages, and I don't even see a question.
Hey, Wade, here, you know what's better, Wade, is to just type it in again, because then we saw that one. Unfortunately, if you type it in again, I'm not even going to be looking because of how you...
Yeah, we're not staring at the chat.
Yeah, I'm not like... I didn't come to the show today going, what does Wade have to say? I mean, that's just
Sorry,
the truth.
Wade.
Yeah, that's just the truth, But it's just whatever. See, that's what it'd be cool. A super chat you can definitely see on the screen, and that's what they're for, everybody. So if you have a really humdinger question, just...
Let's see.
And I thought members could type in and it would be a different color, but I guess that's a milestone.
I thought so too. Maybe it's we're just not. We're not popular enough for that.
We don't have it enough subscribers yet.
Maybe not.
I wonder if that's something that gets unlocked.
Wade wants to know why haven't they already used the National Guard? Hold on, Wade. I'm going to call right now.
Yeah.
Hello? Police in Florida? Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
is the girl from So Mean Allegedly. Wade wants to know right now why you haven't used the National Guard. Oh, Wade, they're very angry at you. They said, that is none of your business, sir.
Yeah.
We don't know why. We have no idea.
All that time for that.
Who they want to use.
We had to wait that whole time for that question. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know, Wade. I don't know.
And then
we're not sure.
I'm doing it wrong all these years. Is that how you're reaching?
I am a smartass, Wade. I'm sorry. If you haven't been here before, welcome.
Yeah, but those kind of questions deserve that. Like when people say, hey, do you think they've checked their cell phone pings? Do you think they're looking at the cell phone ping on Brian? Ever?
I think.
Hey.
Humdinger question. Red Zeppelin, which I love that name.
Yeah.
How does anyone know that Gabby was or wasn't pregnant? Well, you know who does know? The coroner. And they're going to tell us, well, hopefully soon we're going to know more about how she died. We just don't know yet. And she could have been. She very well could have been pregnant. We just don't know if she was. Connie said she asked a question.
Yeah, you know what's weird about that, Connie? Had you just typed it in again, maybe somebody would have seen it. Maybe the word question.
Type it again, guys. The chat moves a bit fast.
Somebody just type in the word. Okay, hold on. Ada, type in the word question. Because if I said everybody, there'd be 17,000 of them.
What does the spirit box say?
I want to see if that shows up. Just type in the word. Okay, I think the word question makes it a question. So if you're going to ask a question, say, oh God, see, I told Ada to do it, but everybody else typed it in. So now guess what that means, everybody? Here we go. Question. God, look at that.
You guys are being
I tell one person.
No, we're not. I promise you.
My God, these people.
This is supposed to be interactive today.
Yeah.
But if people are saying to us, well, we've asked 4 times. Well, if you see me looking here, that means I'm looking at the chat.
Yeah.
So you just have to type it again, guys. We can't scroll all the way back up. We don't have assistants reading us the chat.
Yeah.
And so if you're not type question and then type what you want to know, and we'll try to.
If you're not a channel member, sign up, because we'll be doing shows just for channel members too at some point at the end of the month. Where, let's see. Yeah. Listen, if you think what we were just doing was rude, you might as well get the hell out of here, because it's actually just absolutely normal. It's really crazy, some of the stuff that goes on. This is just, today's an interactive show. Crazy. Okay. Yeah. See you later, Pat. Have a good one.
Bye,
Don't
Pat.
let the door hit you in the ass.
It was nice getting to know you, Pat.
Let's see.
See, aren't you guys lucky the call-in line doesn't work?
Yeah. Yeah, imagine. Well, the call-in line does work, but I don't have it on because. Let's see. So this is a question.
Thank you, Mama She.
Which Connie asked a question? That's the question. Hey, which Connie asked the question? Oh man.
Do you think he could still be alive after all this time? He's not a true survivalist. She sent in a super chat.
Yeah.
And she'd like to know, well, how do we know that he's not a true survivalist?
He has done some long hikes.
How much do we know about him as before his relationship with Gabby? What he was doing did he hike a lot? Did he take these types of trips often? I mean, we don't really know. If you've got that will to survive and you're out there, I mean, I think if he has any access to media whatsoever, he's terrified. I don't think he's coming out anytime soon. But he could be living anywhere. He could be living in another country.
Yeah. So she's Diamond Painting said, I'm thinking that they fought all the way home from the restaurant. I'm sure they did. And he killed her right after they got back on the 27th. Yeah. I mean, I think I thought it is interesting to think that maybe he killed her somewhere else. They went somewhere else. He went somewhere, and then they were just arguing and arguing. He killed her. Then that's where he put her. He drove there. Notice how the van is kind of curved into the road? It's not really nicely tucked back in or anything.
Yeah, that was what the other blonde said. There was another TikToker who said, we noticed these guys, he wasn't parked in a campsite. He was just like parked in this area where he wasn't supposed to be. Mm-hmm. So that's why she kept noticing the car, or the van rather.
Yeah.
What do you think about the so-called bullet holes with spray paint? Sue Ellen says.
I don't know. I think those are marks near the crime scene where they spray painted. Somebody was supposed to send me those. They were so into look at the trajectory and everything. And I go, yeah, well, send it to me. Okay, yeah. Never got those. But
nobody sent it.
Yeah, they're like holes where they marked as evidence or something. We don't know what those are, though. Are these really bullet holes or what it is,
Yeah, they could be. Georgina, Stan, send the authorities now. Abused women know this code?
Well, here's one right here. My papa used.
No, she's a very good friend of mine, and she's making a joke. So, Stan, send the authorities now. I've never heard of this code before. I don't want to ask any personal questions, but then again, I do. Have you guys heard of that, Stan? And do you think that her mother would have known of that? Because I've never heard of that.
What are you talking about?
So remember the grandpa's name was Stan.
Yeah.
And Gabby does not call him Stan.
Right.
So some people are theorizing that she may have been using Stan as a way of saying send help without alerting Brian.
I don't know. That's like CSI. That's in a movie. She's not.
Well, people are saying it's a very real thing. I've never heard of that before.
I don't know. I don't buy it. Yeah.
Now I have to look it up. Great.
Yeah. I think Brian probably sent that. It depends on
I
what
think
time
he
of
did,
day.
too.
Well, here's the thing. We don't know what time of day that was. Now that we know that she was alive on the 27th at 1, what time was that sent? Was that sent at noon? If it was, then it was probably her. I just don't, that kind of,
Right.
that just sounds like something you'd put in a novel or something. Not saying it's not possible, but it's like
Yeah, I don't see
overlooking,
that
like,
anywhere either,
code.
so I don't know. I don't see that anywhere.
Yeah.
What
Here's
are your
the
thoughts
question on the
his
screen.
personality?
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead, read it.
What are your thoughts on his personality in terms of ending his own life given the circumstances?
I think if he snapped, he could have. If he's more plotting and planning, then he might be out there somewhere. If he feels justified in the killing, you know what I mean? Yeah.
See, and we have to remember, we only have a snapshot
Right.
of
Yeah, we don't have anything.
their personalities. If nothing ever happened to this girl and we saw all of the same photographs, we would be thinking, wow, I wish I lived a life like that. I'm out here with my boyfriend, we're hiking, we're living our best life. This is amazing. Look at this life they have. But because she's gone, we're looking at him in a different light, right?
Yeah.
Because if she wasn't, and you just came across her one day, van life on Instagram, you would think this is the cutest couple you ever saw in your life. And they were wonderful. But
now we have a couple instances where they're arguing in public. Once you start arguing in public like that, that means you're at a late stage of something, right? Like it's, there's no more hiding anymore. The anger, actually, you're so angry that it actually leaps out of the self-preservation mode. Like you don't even care, right? So let's see. Did you see that in Florida, parents cannot be charged as accessory after the fact? Well, yeah, I wouldn't think that they were accessory after the fact anyways. I mean, I don't know. I just think of them as like aiding and abetting or some kind of something like that. I don't think they had anything to do with. I think I don't like that law anyways. That's I mean, like if you didn't have anything to do with it and you're helping somebody escape, that's not accessory after the fact. You didn't commit a damn thing. Let's see. So this is what It's Chris wants us to look at. Stan is a song by Eminem, killed his pregnant girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was so then he.
1 second.
Okay. Yeah, so every once in a while she has to get up and go because Scott might need something or, you just never know. Let's not look into things too conspiratorial, like doesn't always have to be a meaning for everything. That Stan is his grandfather, right? Her grandfather, and he got the text too. It wasn't somebody else. Come on, don't give stuff like that attention. Do you think that Brian may have had a psychotic episode? I mean, I would say most people that just kill somebody out of anger are psychotic. I'll put my email in here, but I hope it's not another one of the conspiratorial things. I just like normal, rational stuff. There's the email. It was put in there by So Mean allegedly, but that's me that time. What was the question? Do you think that Brian might have had a psychotic episode? Yeah. I mean, you'd think he's kind of a psycho just for killing. Did he have I think he snapped, and I mean a build up, and then just, I hate you, and he freaked out. And he killed her. I don't know if you'd call that a psychotic episode. Let's see about this one. If the parents, a flippers, could be hiding, I don't know what that means. The parents, a flippers,
I don't know what
could be hiding in one of the properties. The parents, flipper, like
if they are flippers.
Oh, I mean they flip homes, so he might be hiding in a house that they're flipping.
I don't think they're flippers. They own a juice place, but they do own two other properties that are public.
Yeah. It's not my opinion about Stan and pregnancy, but this is why some people are saying she's pregnant. And what's that?
Right.
And what's that? What's the reason?
So there's an Eminem song called Stan, and it's about this crazy fan who kept writing to Eminem and puts the body in the trunk, and the girl was pregnant, and it's a whole situation. And it was on a very large channel. I'll text it to you.
But would you be texting that to a grandfather named Stan?
No.
I mean, the thing is, it's like, that's who got it. But that's who got it. Stan. Stan, the grandfather, got this text message.
No, didn't the mother get the text message?
I thought it was a message to Stan because he was trying to get a hold of her. I mean, that's what I thought originally. I don't know if it's been changed, but
yeah. So
I thought it was a text message to the grandfather. So, okay, it's the mother. God, look at that. Man, people just slow down.
I don't know. Yeah, the mom got it about Stan, and she would have called him Papa or Grandpa and not Stan. So the mother was like, that was weird.
So now
I just don't think Stan is related.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't think it has anything to do with Eminem personally.
See, people want this to be, they're trying to turn him into like a serial killer with signatures, putting the sonogram on the ground.
The Eminem signature.
The who put the crosses, people would ask. Oh yeah, he put them there, leading people to the body. He wanted them to see his work of art that he.
Yeah, it's really weird.
How about this? They were dating. It was a toxic, violent relationship. He killed her, panicked, didn't really know what to do, put her body out there, figured out a way to get home, got in the van, got the hell home. Doesn't that make sense? Now he's out on the run. No, I don't. Hey, Black Swan, I don't have Alzheimer's, okay? I don't have Alzheimer's. What I have is, that's what I was told at the beginning. They said that the grandfather, wow, it's so sad. He must have been trying to get a hold of her. And that's what I thought. I actually thought it was to the mother, but then just today I remembered that little piece that maybe that went to the grandfather, so I was just curious. So don't worry about it. All right, Black Swan? Got about another second.
Vicky Rosario asks, question, is the North Carolina sighting legit? He could be headed to Blue Ridge Parkway. Well, I think that any sightings that are legitimate, hopefully they're going to send all the people they can out there. I know that we've seen tons and tons of alleged sightings. We had Alabama, North Carolina, Canada, some other places, but it seems the only credible thing that we're finding out is that site where they're searching right now. I think if any of these were really credible, they would have people down there looking.
Yeah. Naranja just said the sonogram has been debunked. Yeah, we know. I never even gave it a moment of validity, not even 5 seconds. What was the one up here? Somebody said that Stan, after the song by Eminem, that the word Stan has become code for something similar. I didn't know that. I mean, if that's true, then, maybe, it seems kind of weird that she would type that in. Yeah.
I mean, it could be. I find it very strange. Unless, I don't know. I've never heard that before.
Yeah,
we've covered a lot of abuse, murder, missing people cases, and I've never heard it before. So it's new to me. You guys have taught me something new.
I think it's just there's a lot of overthinking, trying to, and here's the thing is, what does it really matter, right? I mean, so she sent a code. Okay, great, but what we know is that there was 2 text messages. 27th, 30th, she was found dead. She was killed between the 27th and early morning, probably on the 30th, some time in that frame, and then he got back home. He left for a while, came back, and he drove all the way back home. I don't give a lot of possibility that she was still in the van when he got back alive on the 29th, like they were arguing, and she just didn't. I think she would have contacted somebody back home between the 28th and 29th, right? Like, let's say they got home from the restaurant, they got in a big argument, and he goes, I'm out of here, and he hitchhikes away. And now he's coming back fuming on the 29th, and she's still alive, but I think she would have seen somebody, talked to somebody in those 2 days, and easily would have called home, don't you think?
Well, also, too, think about this. If my daughter and I have a code, and she's texting me the code because she's in a situation, then that means I know the code. So if Gabby's phone is texting her mother this Stan code, why didn't her mother then panic and try and get police there?
And
because it wasn't a code. That's why, because it's not a goddamn code.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. And also, she wasn't reported missing till the 11th. So if there's a code, the report of her being missing would have been on the way earlier than that, probably.
That's what I would think. I mean, a code is no good if only you know the code.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, let's see.
Did I miss something up here?
Miss Loch Ness sent a super chat and wants to know if you got it. They don't stay up very long. They kind of disappear, unfortunately. Gray will know by looking at.
What was it? What was that one?
At the end.
I didn't see it up on there.
Miss Loch Ness said she had sent a super chat. She doesn't know if it went through. She was trying to just find out if it did or not.
Let's see. I don't see it. Wait, no, I see it. Hold on. Says, imagine being one of the thousands of men who look like Brian right now, with a question mark. That says, I would be scared to leave the house. Love you, Gray, and chasing F Stan stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So funny. Well, yeah, there have been people, the man purse guy, he definitely was suspect to me, but you know.
So there's one up here that I got from earlier. Question: how on earth would he with this man hunt? He get by this?
Okay.
Why? What does that mean?
I'm not sure what that means.
Well, it's up on the top of the screen.
Yeah, but how on earth would he with this man hunt get by with this? Why hide? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not really positive what that means. Samantha Curran put in question: do y'all think the Facebook post on this page is actually him? No. He did not have a Facebook page, unless that's literally brand new. He did not have one. He had an Instagram, and that's all we could find at all. No.
Okay, let me get some of these other. Oh yeah, you already did that one. The Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I wonder if we can set it up so you can click and add something to that. I don't know how that works.
No, because you're working.
I have the
Zoom
screen
up through OBS, right?
Yeah, but I was just thinking if you had the same app on your phone and you clicked on it, would it just shoot over? I don't know.
I do not know. Now they're saying he has autism.
We can test
Possible.
that.
He did have a book, how to deal with autistic meltdowns. Could he have gotten that for a different reason? Sure. It's the only thing really related to autism that I've seen him have. But that doesn't mean anything. Yep, he has a Pinterest account too. There are no dots to connect on this one. He was an abusive asshole with indulgent, protective parents that afforded him the ego and finances to be on the run. You might have just summed it up. You might have. I don't know if there are dots to connect. I think that we all just want him found and for Gabby to get justice. I'm hoping he's still alive. Like Gray was saying earlier, we really hope he's still alive. Do I think he's crazy enough to just go throw himself in a swamp with alligators to be eaten? No, because if you think of all his actions from the 27th on, he's hitchhiking, then he's coming back, then her body is 300 yards away, then he's back, he takes her credit card, packs the stuff up, leaves, stops at some gas stations. One of the analysts said that they think he took out money out of an ATM. So was he preparing to flee? He also flew home, allegedly, for several days to remove their stuff from that room.
Isn't that a known thing?
It's a thing that her uncle said, and her mother wants to know where Gabby's stuff is. So for me, that was confirmation that it was true. I don't think they just made that up. Where would they even got
I
that
just would
information?
love to know what the real reason for that was. It something that they already planned because coming up soon in maybe like I guess it would be September that they're moving, but they're not even getting home till October or something. So I don't know. Was there something going on with the house that they were in that they had to get their shit out of there? I don't know.
Possibly.
People were saying that they were getting a divorce and they had to sell the house, but I don't know.
That's what I've heard too. But I mean, the parents are together, headed to the lawyer. You know, they've been together when we've seen them. So I don't really know. I don't know. Yeah, I hope Gabby's parents get her stuff as well. That's kind of shitty. That, you know, and I was thinking, well, the way the mother would know that is because Gabby texted her to tell her, or maybe when her dad delivered the pizza to her on the 20, whatever that was there, before Brian got back, maybe she told him. No, I'm at a hotel. Brian had to fly home to move our stuff or something. Maybe that's how they knew.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what's really weird is if he's a very controlling person, isn't it odd that he would leave for 6 days and leave her be alone out there? Yeah. I mean, that's it's hard to picture him being like that. Like,
we don't know how controlling he was, though, right?
Yeah, but that's what
assuming that he was.
Yeah.
I don't think we know for sure. I mean, the dad did that interview and said he seemed great. You know, he never saw red flags. His daughter never clued him in on any red flags. He just seemed like a good guy. And her dad said they had taken trips like this before, not as long, but they did drive across country once. So they've been out on the road together, and it was only for a few weeks, but they didn't have any issues that he knew of. He also did say he's a very protective dad, and that, you know, Gabby knew if Brian did anything to her, that the dad would physically take care of it. So maybe that's why she didn't want to say anything. She didn't want to get Brian in trouble. I don't know.
Yeah, if you have a question, put the word question in the question so that it turns yellow. It's hard to just weed through them all. I only want to take the ones that are yellow, not anything else, because I can't see them. And
oh, did they turn yellow for you?
Yeah, when somebody types the word question in with that, I got to get you. You have Chrome? Do you ever use Chrome?
Yeah, right now I'm using. I installed a new computer, so right now whatever this is.
I'll tell you about this. It's a cool plugin, and it works for. That's why I'm able to click and it goes into OBS. But I was wondering if you had the same plugin and you popped out the chat just like me and clicked, would it shoot over into OBS? I think it might. Maybe I don't know. I think you might have to have the stream open maybe on your end. I don't know how that would work. Actually. Nah, I don't think that would work.
So what city in Illinois did he use the credit cards? That was a question.
Oh, that was Benton, Illinois.
Benton. There you go.
Yeah.
Another question. If he's apprehended, he cannot claim insanity as a defense. His behavior after the murder shows he was not insane. I don't know. Is that necessarily true, though?
Apprehended, he cannot claim insanity as a defense. His behavior after the murder. I don't know. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. I don't. I think it doesn't. I don't think it says that at all. I mean, he could have still been insanity. I'm not even sure why we're even talking about that at this point, because
still in the wind.
You know, he's just doing what he's doing, and there's been no diagnosis of any kind. And I think his best bet when they catch him and they can link him to the murders would just be something like second-degree murder. You know, like he's snapped moment. There wasn't any planning to the death. I could see that happening. I don't know. I actually don't think that there was premeditation. Like he sat around. If he did, that's a totally different type of person. Like some people think he walked her out to the place where she was killed, because it's a long place, right? 300 yards is a long way to go with a 100 and something pound limp body, right? If you had already killed her. But if he walked out there and then he killed her then, like, hey, it was a ruse to get her out there, or he that would be a lot different.
That's premeditated,
yeah,
though.
Yeah, that would be definitely premeditated, and that would put him in a whole different category of a person.
Right.
And then you start thinking back to the other two women in Moab at that point.
Yeah, you do.
Because that's not because if he killed her that way, then it's not a snap anymore. It's a
Well, let me say this too. This isn't directly connected, but kind of, because you know how they ruled out the two women in Moab. Well, the body that was found on September 4th, the coroner and reporters said that was not connected in any way to Jelani Day. So that's what they're telling the family. That's what they come on the news and said. They made this statement. They put it in a press article. There was an article in the news. So the parents are thinking it's not Jelani, and it is. So could the Moab case be connected to this? I think that it could.
I'm still having.
They're not always right.
If it isn't connected, still right now, I'm going to say it's the craziest coincidence
ever.
Like ever, really. I mean, you're in the same town. See, that's what was weird about it for me is this: like we did that quick live, right? Because I saw the dates lined up, and I go, "Wow, the same date," and it was still like, "Whoa, that's crazy." I wonder if he's related. And then it got worse. I mean, it got where, like, the next time thing we hear is they got in an argument, and they were at the same damn place that one of the two girls was for hours that day.
That just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and then he has to stay in town overnight, and he's still there on the 13th. And I don't know, it's
totally possible. A lot of people are typing the word question. So question, do we really know whose bank account he used? Yes, we do. That's in the indictment.
And I think the FBI knows how she died, and they know exactly what the cause of death is. And that's why
they're going so hard.
It just hasn't been, like, for example, there's two different ways. If you have let's say her skull is bashed and she has strangulation marks. Well, they know it's murder. They just don't know which one killed her yet. So the coroner's trying to get that answer out. But they know, right? They're going to know that, oh yeah, she was definitely murdered, but we don't have that yet. So what we're going to do is, we're going to get him in here, get a manhunt on him for the, credit card fraud?
Yeah. Right. Credit card fraud, yeah. Do you think his parents took that 3-day camping trip to drop him off somewhere with supplies?
Yeah, there was no evidence that he came back from that.
No.
But they seem to believe it because that's why they're searching that swamp. The FBI must have information. Maybe there's a camera showing him in the Mustang driving alone on Tuesday or something. And, I mean, why would they be checking that, doing so much searching if they couldn't verify at all? Because remember they said at first that they need to verify that even happened? And it sounds like maybe they have since then. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, there is a lot of yellow ones up here.
Yeah.
You think he tried to drive away and she held and drove her over? Like the story? Nah. There was a story last night, a little kid was holding onto the bumper.
Ugh. I've heard that one.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't really speculate on the method yet because we'll know soon enough when the autopsy comes out. We don't know exactly.
Hey, Laura Redmond said, will this channel also help with charities? I don't know if that's sort of like I'm not sure, kind of an odd question, but we've been talking about that, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we have been discussing it. Keep in mind, we've only had like 9 shows.
Yeah.
So we don't really know,
right.
But we are having a conversation because it is important. So,
have you ever said why they determined they're unconnected? No, they never said why they were unconnected.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Jennifer Hooper. Question: Do you think he tried to drive away and she held? Oh, that was the other one. Let me get down to this one.
Probably bashed her head of a tree stump.
Do you think?
Can we not put crazy, disrespectful things in, please? Just, we don't know. We don't know what happened to her.
Do you think his parents took that 3-day camping trip? I think we went over that one, right? Let me go to the next one. I'm kind of got out of order. There were so many yellow ones.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep them in line, but you have the yellow, so you see them better than I do.
I wonder if he's considered dangerous now that he's out on the loose. They haven't said that.
No. Didn't say, look out for this man, he's armed and dangerous. None of that crazy stuff. They've never said any of that, so I don't know.
Huh? Oh, is that a question?
He's downstairs working, Gray. I'm going to kill him.
Oh, well, go ahead. No, go ahead. If you have to go.
No, I can hear him down there feeding dogs and walking around while coughing.
Oh, I thought that was Ada, but it's just Ada. And it's Violet. Question, why did he put 3 extra stickers on a van doors if he's not leaving, taunting? Yeah, I don't know. I think he was maybe trying to prove that he was, I don't even know what the hell. It didn't make any sense. I think it might have been part of another plan. Because remember when he was going to leave her car there? He might have put those stickers on there to make it after the 27th. The 27th, they're not there. Put 3 stickers on there to make it look like she went somewhere. And then he just said, I got to get home to mommy. So then he goes back and he gets in the van and those stickers are still there, but those stickers were put on there as to make it look like she maybe went somewhere. That's what I think. What do you think? Does that kind of sort of sounds rational? Right?
Yeah, or, maybe he was trying to, people are saying there were bullet holes. Maybe he was trying to cover them. And he was going to leave the van there.
Bullet holes?
So he put the stickers on to cover these bullet holes or whatever's on the van.
I think if there was I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know if there were bullet holes. I haven't seen that. Some people have messaged me too, asking me about it. And I'm like, I have not seen that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true. There were actually 4 stickers. There was a golden stick figure above them. The other 3 are new and 2 are old.
You're just shooting by now, the question. Let me do this super chat one. That little punk did something so tough yet doesn't want to deal with the consequences. He should have thought about that before he did whatever he did. Yep. If he has no gun, it's harder to commit suicide. Well, he might have a gun. I actually heard there was a weapon missing from the property. From a good source. One of the guns from the home is missing. Question, and that's just it was a good source. Don't take that as a absolute gospel. It's not in the media or anything like that. Now that he has the federal warrant, will what his parents say may get them in trouble? I don't know if that's a question. Federal warrant, will what his parents say get them in trouble? I don't. Well, when they speak to FBI agents, they have to tell the truth. What
does this say? Bullet holes were in the trees and were painted and numbered by LE, but could that be people hunting?
It could be anything, and we don't know if those are bullet holes. Really,
right?
We're just seeing something that they circled, but people assume that that's what that is. And maybe there was other people just shooting stumps out there, or maybe it is from the crime scene. I don't know. None of us know that because we haven't seen an arrest warrant. When we get that'll be a really amazing piece of information when he's arrested. And if he's not arrested, they'll probably put out a document going through everything that they knew.
Can we play the update on Summer?
Yeah, I got that one.
It's now, what is it, 2:00 now? So I'll probably have to go here shortly.
Yep, hold on. Right here.
Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. We thought we would take a few minutes to update you on the search for 5-year-old Summer Wells. As you know, she was reported missing from her home on Ben Hill Road in Hawkins County on June 15th. Unfortunately, there's still more questions than answers, but we haven't given up, and we won't. Agents and detectives with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office continue to work daily to determine what happened to Summer.
But we're still looking, we're still searching, we're still following tips. And one thing that we need to do is preserve.
What happened? Oops.
I don't know.
We can't tell everything.
Let me go back.
Determine what happened to Summer.
I think I was over on the other window doing
Still searching. We're still following tips. And one thing that we need to do is preserve the integrity of this case, because we can't tell everything we're doing. We can't tell everything we know. And a lot of stuff that we get called on, we've already done several times.
We want to urge you only to share information from official sources. The misinformation and speculation simply don't help the case. Our teams continue to sift through hundreds of tips, and it turns out most of them are rooted in rumors and bad information spread on social media.
That causes us confusion with all the tips that we get and we're going through. A lot of it is coming off of social media. And what we want to do is get more tips that we can rely on to help us find Summer. And that's our whole goal, is to find Summer.
We appreciate your partnership and ongoing interest in the search for Summer. Please know, as much as you want answers, we want them more.
Break that up a little bit.
We ask that you understand that our priority has to be figuring out what happened to her. And as Sheriff Lawson mentioned, in order to preserve the integrity of the case, that might mean we cannot share everything we know.
Okay, that's good now.
So sad. Oh my gosh, Summer.
Yeah.
So sad. So sad.
It was a good message about all the crazy stuff on social media and tips sending. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. But you hear this, right, with Summer and what they're saying. And then the case of Gabby, you know, there was just an article about how the social media sleuths really helped. But we have to keep that balanced, because what helped were credible sightings, not made up craziness. And there's a huge difference there. And I think people are not realizing that. They're like, yeah, social media should be doing this. No,
yeah.
Social media should be spreading credible sightings, like the people seeing the van, because that was incredibly helpful. But making up stories about Summer's life that could be untrue aren't really helpful.
Yeah, and all the stuff about, like, in the Gabby case, this little stump over there that's beating on somebody. Yeah, it's just wild crap. You know, the thing is, we do speculate on here. You know, I try to, and you do the same thing. Like, you try to bring in the facts of a case and then speculate, and it's reasonable speculation.
Yeah,
and we're not sending it in. But we're not sending it in, right? Like,
no.
Like, I don't send in, like, after my show, I don't go, okay, did you get that? Now, I'm going to get that tape, and I'm going to send that sucker into
Hello,
TBI.
FBI?
Yeah.
Yes, great intro. We've totally solved this case. Call us back. Okay, bye.
Yeah, see, there you go.
No.
Yeah, that never happens, you know. And you don't need to call the FBI to ask if they checked the hole under the house. You don't need to call, check to see if they looked in the bus. You don't need to check to see if they looked in the sheds. You don't need to check any of that thing. You don't need to give them a call to ask if they pinged the cell phones of Don. You don't need to do any of those things because they've done all of it, okay? If you have an you know, I know that people like to be sort of part of a case, so they sort of interject themselves and call over there and get some and suggest something that's just really trivial. And
it's exhausting.
Yeah.
They've got to check all these leads, and it's like, oh, God, really?
Yeah, it just completely wastes their time, honest to God.
Yeah.
So.
Vicky says, how do you become a member?
Oh, crap. Where is that thing? You got to get the channel name, and then put join at the end.
Yeah, the channel name and a /
Yeah, let me try it.
Join, I think. I don't know.
I can do it. I can do it. Just a second.
Didn't we? No, wait. Yeah, we put it on the community wall, didn't we? We did. I've got it. Oh, I've got it. Hold on.
I think that'll work right there.
Yeah. There you go. That'll work.
I just put the link in the chat there.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Mexico's way closer than Toronto. Where's Baldo? Don't know.
Do you think a lot social media has hurt Summers' case? Yeah. Basically, I think we just talked about that. That was a question. How do you become a member? Yeah. The website just gives the option for donations.
Yeah, we are. That's the one I read.
We don't really have a website.
No, that's not what they meant. I had already read that. Has anybody mentioned where Gabby drove her van the night of the 12th? No. I don't think that they know the answer to that.
I'm looking at the... was that a highlighted one? Or by Heather? Who did that last one? Oh, but Gray, do you think they checked the shed? Yeah.
They may have checked the shed. All of them.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Do you think they brought like cadaver dogs out there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. There might have been a cadaver dog. I don't know.
Where what do you make of the neighbor's statement? Scream. The scream.
We played it yesterday. Well, I played it yesterday on my channel. I think she's pretty credible. I don't see any reason for us to doubt anything that she said.
What are the main parts you took out of that? I never actually went and listened to it. It was so long.
It was very long. So just a fast summary is well, she did give us some detail prior to what happened this summer. There were dozens and dozens of workers on the Wells land cutting the trees away from the utility lines. She said some of them were coming in personal vehicles, different vehicles, work vehicles, just people coming and going constant. She said there were dozens of them. Then she said that the realtor put that piece of land for sale. There was nothing visually showing that land was for sale whatsoever. So they had no idea. The neighbors did not know that it was for sale. So people kept coming up there and parking and walking around. And then there was this one car parked there for hours. And she called Candace and said, hey, is that for you? Because they were dealing with CPS at the time. And Candace said, no, that's not for us. But the car could see both of their homes from the area that they were parked in. So that made her uncomfortable. Then you have the Jackie Dobbs guy going up there, and he's up there with a damn, what is it? A saw, he's like got a chainsaw cutting trees down and shit. So she's arguing with him. So there was a lot going on. And then the day that Summer went missing, she said between 4:30 and 4:45, she heard this sound. She was positive it wasn't an animal. It definitely was not one of the boys. She heard it clearly, and she saw a red something go up the driveway that was definitely not Dawn's Subaru, because Dawn's Subaru is shiny, and it was not that. Then right at around 6, a little before 6 maybe, she hears Candace outside screaming Summer's name. From where she is on her hill and where Candace is on her hill, she can hear Candace clearly. So she goes down, she goes to Candace's driveway, and she's yelling up to her. Candace can't even hear her at all. Candace comes flying down in Grandma's truck, and she's on the phone with Dawn, but the neighbor doesn't know that. And she says, I'm sorry, I heard the scream. I should have known something. I didn't know. I'm sorry. And Dawn's like, scream? Are you saying my kid was taken? So now he's like really freaking out. And she's like, I didn't know. I am sorry. I didn't know. So she feels so guilty because she heard something. And she now thinks, could it have been Summer? It might have been. And that has been bothering her ever since. So that's really the, 2-minute summary of the whole thing. I don't know.
Wasn't there something at 4:30-ish? Was when
between 4:30 and 4:45 she heard
the scream.
Yes.
See, but that part there doesn't fit up with Candace's timeline of the gardening, because she said that was about 5:45-ish is when she goes back in the house and doesn't find her, but her yelling for Summer matches that pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
So yeah. So it almost sounds like the gardening. Remember how we've always said that, who knows if that's even true. A lot of that stuff sounds like it was put in there to make it seem like they were just always watching her.
Sure.
She may have been downstairs at 4:30 playing by herself. It might have been way earlier, and there was hours where she wasn't accounted for, and then, not hours, but like at that time, if she screamed at 4:30.
Yeah, an hour. Yeah.
But
she
they weren't
been doing whatever she wanted to do for an hour, and then the baby's gone already, and she doesn't even realize it.
How did the neighbor way over there hear the scream, but nobody there?
She explained it very, very well. Yeah. She's super aware of sound. She has severe PTSD. Uh-huh. I believe she's was in up until recently an extremely abusive relationship, so she's always watching. Her hearing, in addition, she knows the difference between Candace's car, the grandmother's car, and Dawn's truck. She knows the difference. She said, without looking, I can hear them go up that hill. She said, I can hear the boys while they're playing. I can hear the boys while they're playing in their house. She can hear them. Now, she said the way that it's structured in the holler, as she called it, Candace doesn't hear any of this nonsense. Yeah. She doesn't hear it. She just doesn't hear it. Even Cam and Allie.
And also, if you're on the other side of the house.
They stood on that property, and they never heard him drive up that road.
But if you're on the other side of the house, too, the sound would go that way. Like, that path that leads to the swing area?
Yep.
That goes towards, we go elsewhere and completely block it from the other side almost. So, yeah. And people inside playing video games aren't going to hear shit, right? I mean,
she and Candace have talked about that she can hear everything, and Candace doesn't hear anything up there. She doesn't hear a friggin' thing.
Oh, wow.
So it's crazy the way that it's,
That's weird. That makes it seem more like, like something happened. Abduction. It adds to that theory a little bit more, right?
I mean, it does. It does. It bothers me that the timeline isn't as precise as we want it to be, but...
And is she absolutely sure about her time? Maybe it was 5:40?
She's only sure because she had a phone call at 4:52. And she made an assumption it was approximately 10 minutes before that she heard that scream. So I don't know. I don't know if she's 100% sure, but she feels pretty confident with it. So I don't know. It was difficult, because she gave a lot of detail about the park that Candace was at that day, that they've had a lot of issues with predators. They've had a lot of issues with perverts. The thing that stood out to me was her search and coming to the conclusion that Summer was taken. I mean, she sprang into action immediately. She was searching immediately. And they totally blew her off. Just blew her off like, yeah, sure. It's remote. Yeah. You're looking around at what's in front of you.
Do you think she's the one that saw the red truck that they're talking about?
She saw it. But she didn't say she saw a truck in their driveway.
Which just wasn't
she did say she saw people parked at their driveway at that little indentation there in the road. But they were allegedly there for the realtor, for the land. She did see something red go up their driveway. She said she saw it. So I don't know. She never did say, I saw an early model, whatever, Ford. No. She didn't say that
exactly. She said she saw something
but
red, but it wasn't shiny like the Subaru.
She said the red truck info did not come from her. Okay, so.
Yeah, but she just said she saw something that looked red. That it wasn't shiny like the Subaru. Yeah.
Exactly, yep. She saw it, and she's now in the phase of could've, would've, shoulda. I saw that. I knew it wasn't right. I didn't really do anything. Then I hear this crazy sound. Why didn't I? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said, this next question, do you think Candace and Grandma might have been looking at TikTok a long time? I think I'm watching you guys for 15 minutes and it's been an hour. Yeah, I think it's absolutely the case. As soon as she said, it wasn't more than 5 minutes I went in there. Oh, no way. I mean, no way, man.
First it was 2 minutes, then it was 5, then it was almost 10, then it could have been, we don't know.
Yeah, I think it was a long time, because remember, she goes in and changes a photo on Facebook
at 6:09.
Right. So then that scream was probably right around a little after that. I bet you right after that's when that happened, because changing that photo shows you're just kind of doing your normal thing, I think,
right.
Unless you want to assign a nefarious reason for it.
Well, also, too, according to Dawn, there are a lot of things Candace and Dawn, can't say about the times and other things. They've been asked not to discuss that at all. They've given that information to the TBI, and they can't talk about it.
That's interesting by itself, isn't it?
It is.
Because when they say that to them, it almost gives them a little bit more credibility, in a way. I mean, I'm talking about Dawn and Candace, like, hey, we don't want you to say this because we're looking into...
we don't want you to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Dawn talked about a truck when he was asked about the morning. That was a totally different day. Totally different day. Way after Summer went missing.
Yeah. And I'm just still, that whole fake phone call thing just ruined everything. Because every time I try to say something like I just said, I think back to that.
To that damn phone call.
Yeah.
I know.
God, just ruined it.
I don't think they realized how much damage that did. It did a lot. People who were really, wanted them to be innocent and really believed that they were getting an unfair shake. They did a lot of damage. But all right, it's 2:15. I have got to go get my son. It's early release day.
All right, we'll get
sorry.
Let's just dial in. We'll dial in how we do the questions on the screen. It gets a little bit confusing, but we'll figure out a way to make it so it's. It might be, see our screen right here, the one that we're both on together. I'll just put stuff there, and that's what we,
Now watch that one instead.
And then you might say, "Hey, Gray, I like that one." If there isn't, but we'll make it so that if you don't type in the word question, so that we see the question, that we're not going to be reading it as a question that we're going to be discussing.
Yeah,
because it's hard.
Stand out so you can see it.
Yeah, and that way, we might miss some because when you guys type in questions, there's like 97 in a row sometimes. It's like ding, 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 ding. So that makes it a little bit difficult. But anyways, it was fun. Did you guys have enjoy the show at least? Get some new information? Uh-oh, I shouldn't have asked that question. Well, we like chasing, not you, Gray. Okay, well, whatever. It is what it is. All right.
So funny.
Yeah.
So funny. They probably don't. Those 27 dislikes are probably for me, Gray. Don't worry. They're like,
no.
You're like Gray in his maps, not this snarky woman.
Well, we didn't really have any mods in here until just recently.
Just me. I was modding it.
Did you find some of them? I found one there was somebody trying to trash a little bit, but
I don't care. If I catch them, I delete them.
Yeah.
Hold on, please. Just please hold. I have to answer this before I go. The truck he towed the morning she went missing. No. I promise you, it's been clarified. I can't get into more detail than that. I promise you, I personally, myself, have checked on this. No.
Hey, guess what? I'm buying you one of these boom mic things.
You are?
Because you have to have that right next to your...
I have to have it right here.
Oh, yeah. That's so much better.
Is that better?
It's way better. It's way better.
Oh, yeah. I'm just going to hold it here like a lunatic.
No, but it's way clearer. Come on, everybody.
So good, guys. Do I sound like a radio host now?
Yeah, but talk a little bit without, just a little bit softer, but with right next to it.
A little softer with this manly voice, Gray? You expect me to talk softer?
I don't think you have a manly voice. Sorry.
I definitely do.
I've never heard it that way. I don't know where the hell you come up with that.
Definitely manly.
Yeah, but we'll you gotta get you hooked up because there's a boom mic for that type of Yeti actually has a thing that can do that with that type of mic. So.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do that.
Yeah, because then it can just be sitting there, and You can do whatever you want.
Thank
I know
you
you gotta
guys.
go. I know you gotta go.
I do. I really have to go, Gray.
Okay, God, I've never seen
Here
somebody.
every time. Oh my God.
All right, everybody.
I gotta go.
Thank you all for being
You
here.
can stay though if you want.
Yeah, I might be here for just a couple minutes wrapping up. So I'm gonna thank everybody here. But thanks everybody for joining and everything. Bye bye. All right, I'm gonna play that thing, but actually, yeah, bye bye. That's right. She doesn't have to be here for this. Hold on one second. Flash or just a burgundy truck? I don't know. Not really sure. Hold on a second. Got to go find who was here. At the very beginning, there was a super chat that I missed. Was it Laura Redrum at the very beginning? Or does it go backward? Let me, hold on. Let's see. No, it's like this. Okay. So there was, thanks to Our Bucket List Has Holes, Nicole Wilson, and then I think, yeah, it starts up here. Yeah, then Charleston Amy, Cindy Leon, Ada Violet, Nicole Wilson, Emily Flotilla, and then Kit Kat, I Love Labs. Let me go over to this other screen. Yeah, it's kind of got some weird stuff going on because Zoom is open. You know, I could shut down Zoom, but it wouldn't do that. So hold on. I don't need to have Zoom on. And stop. Okay. So it was I Love Labs, and then Amy Celeste, Sooner History, Clary, Sarah M, Elaine Talling, and then Jovi's mom became a member. Welcome. Woman of Steel, Jennifer Cochran Fent, Mama She 13, I Love Labs, Diamond Painting with Anxiety, Tawny Lee, Sue Ellen from Paris, Georgina Stoliker, Reluctant Healer, It's Chris, Vicky Rosario, Miss Loch Ness. Right there with the Bigfoot, man. I was going to do, I have one of the super chat options on my channel is a UFO picking up a Sasquatch on a moose, but I was going to have him writing Loch Ness Monster, so that's interesting. Then Jennifer Hooper, welcome. Heather Marie, Tawny Lee, LM. You got rid of the other LM. I was used to saying LM. You got rid of it. God, can't believe it. Reluctant Healer. Christine Knight became a channel member. Welcome. Jennifer Hooper, Bree Rice, and then Jiggy England, Heather, and Vicky Rosario all became channel members. Thank you. Welcome. And Speakeasy Dallas and Laura Redmond. Yeah, so what time? How long? What time is it right now? 11:19. How about 11 more minutes of questions? Have you mapped out where Gabby's traffic stop was in reference to the two women's location? Yeah. I mean, I can just show you where that is if you want to. I can show you right now. Hold on. The middle monitor. Yeah, hold on. It's right here in Moab. Yeah, so this is where they had the Kylan Schulte worked at this very same location that the police used as their that they gave out that the incident occurred, and apparently they were in this place, a coffee shop, doing some. She was trying to put that website together. And then, so this is where it took place, and then they took off. The police were called. They were spotted right here, driving almost before the bridge, right before the bridge there. And then the officer caught up to him right here. Then they pulled in, and the van was pulled over right there. The location where the murders took place was nowhere near there. It was right over here at the well, I think I have the exact spot pinned in there. Hold on, where is that? Yeah, it's one of these spots right here. You could actually see the, yeah, right here. This is the exact spot where they were, and this is the creek that they were, well, let me get this off the screen here. This is the creek right here where they were found dead. So it's, if you want to just, as the crow flies, I'll do a measurement like that. So we might go over here, and I think it's this one. That's 16 miles away. And it was over 10 miles from here. But both those women that lived up there, they also did a van life. They lived right here. They worked in town right here. This is where Crystal worked, and Kylan worked right there, basically on the same street. And then they just lived up in the mountains over here. So you could definitely see a scenario where they would be talking, hey, you guys should come up to our campground. It's right up here in the mountains. They were there for days and days and days. We're missing some time here. There's a lot of time missing. Because they were down on the Arches on July 31st. And then the incident up here in Moab took place on August 12th. So what was going on, all those dates, and then August 12th, then the 17th, they're up in Salt Lake because he must have flown out that time. So did they stay in Moab till the 15th and then drive up there? So, anyways, there you go. I know a lot of you are here for the, wait, what is it? For the combination show, but somebody asked me another question. All right, you guys. That's it. All right, so we'll see you guys next time. Make sure to subscribe or hit the become a channel member, because we're going to do shows just for channel members at some point. And it's going to be fun. It's always fun working with Chasing Truth. Her schedule's a little bit whacked out right now because she's dealing with the medical issues for her daughter and Scott, obviously. So, there's a lot of stuff going on. All right. So, yes, I'll be doing another show. I do shows on my channel every single night of the week. All right. I don't know what tonight's going to be about, though. But all right, you guys. We'll see you guys later. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And here's the final. Wait. Do you have a timeline for Candace whole day? No, I don't. We don't know what a timeline. Wow, you have more questions in here. Okay, I do have. Okay, I did tell you I had 6 more minutes. Okay. God, you guys. Have you heard that the women were dealing drugs? No, I haven't heard that. Could we have a better collaboration of YouTube channel? No way. Hey, thanks this account. Do you have a timeline for Candace's whole day of the disappearance? I tried to do that, but, there's a lot of missing spots, and I don't trust anything any of them say anymore after that fake phone call, so I wouldn't even feel confident putting it together. Yeah, I guess so, Amy. I guess so. All right, 5 more. I did say 11:30, so 5 minutes. Any more random questions? Yeah. And I'm sorry for my brain fart about the text. I remember thinking that the 27th text message was sent to the mom, but then I remembered earlier people were saying, God, it must have been the grandfather. He just kept trying to get a hold of her, and then that was the one he got back. And I conflated that in my head. See you later, Francine. What are your thoughts that Laundrie could have been involved in the murder of the 2 ladies in Moab? Yeah, I still think there's a possibility, just because it's so incredibly coincidental that they were there on the same dates and at the same exact location on the 12th. Then they go missing on the 13th, and that's probably when they were killed, the night of the 13th, or early morning 14th, and then they were found a couple days after that. They're saying they're not related, but, I don't know. I think they maybe just didn't want to mess things up a little bit by saying anything. But if it's not related, it'll go down in history as one of the craziest coincidences that you've ever heard of. Do you believe Gabby was already dead in the field when Brian was gone hitchhiking? Like he was going to use that as an alibi. Let's see. Do you think Gabby was already dead in the field when was gone hitchhiking? Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier. Yeah, that's exactly what I said, that maybe he killed her, put her out there. I think he would have maybe have left her in the van, but he could have left her out there too. And then he takes off, acting like they got, he just took off, and then he came back and put the stickers on the vehicle, maybe late night 27th, 28th, to make it look like the van went somewhere. But then he changed his mind on the whole story. And so on the 28th, he would have put the stickers on, something like that. No, well, it seems like he would have put those on the 29th, though. Because where did he get those stickers? They weren't on. See, those 3 stickers were not on the van on the 27th at 6 o'clock. And then they're on the van when he gets home. So on his walkabout, when he got home on the 29th, did he have the stickers in his pocket? Because that was part of his plan. And then he was going to put them on there, and then he changed his mind and goes, I don't know. It's weird. I think that those stickers have meaning, not the meaning of the stickers, but I think he put them on there to sell a story. It gets kind of complicated, though. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, so he puts the stickers on, because you have to think, when would he have put those on? It doesn't seem like he would have just had the stickers sitting around before he left with his backpack, before he hitchhiked back. It would have been after he got back, and that would have been on the 29th. And so that means in his mind he was thinking, God, how do I cover this up? I know she's in that van, but I need to make it look like she went somewhere else. And then I'll make a phone call in the morning or a text message, to make it look like, hey, she's heading somewhere, and those stickers make it look like she went there. And then he just went, screw it, man, screw it. He changed his mind, and he drove back. Because if you notice, one of the stickers looks like it's in California, as if it was heading to Yellowstone, right? So you could he may have been trying to make it look like that, and that text said, well, Wi-Fi's crappy in Yellowstone, and he didn't think anybody was going to be looking for the van or anything. He drove it all the way back home to his house, and he didn't leave the van there intentionally later. After he moved the body, he thought, well, I can't leave the van here. That'll lead right to her. Because that is what led to finding her. Anyways, what are we at right now? 11:29. It's an interesting thing to think about, though. There's definitely something to do with those dang stickers at this point. All right, everybody, that's it. Thanks you guys for showing up for our whatever show it was, 10th show. Really appreciate all your guys' support and channel membership, super chats, whatever you guys want to do. But we are talking about also donating some of the funds here to charities once a month at the end of the month. Might not be the same. My channel that's kind of like our main mission, and and that's what we do. So we've donated $31,500 this year so far, and it probably, the goal now is 40. It was 30 at the beginning of the year. Hey, thanks, Emily Flotilla. Why does your name have to be gray? It seems like you should be I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Be a chase for some reason? What does that even mean? Defective Al. You always type in such crazy comments. They just never make sense. Well, thank Jackie S. All right, you guys. I'm going to get out of here now. I appreciate that. Thank you to Emily Flotilla and Jackie S. right there at the very end. We'll see you guys later. And as I always say, until next time, Be safe out there. And here we go. Where is it? Right there?